Good afternoon, guys, and thank you for joining me. It is 2:13 p.m. on Tuesday, the 17th of January 2023, and we're looking at a live view of the market. This is week 41 of the FIRE journey, a theoretical 8-year journey, looking at how you may be able to achieve financial independence if you work in the NHS, even at Band 2 if you were to contribute as little as £120 a week or thereabouts. You'll find, if you look at the site associated with the channel, there's Excel files that demonstrate how you could reach the £1,000,000 mark and retire early. So just to deal with the title that I've given this video, the NHS is beyond repair. I think, to be quite honest with you, from what we have seen recently in the press and elsewhere, and in fact personal experience, I no longer have faith that politicians have a clue what they're doing with regard to the NHS, unless that is that their intent is to destroy it, to sell it off cheap to their mates, which again wouldn't really surprise me. The NHS has been around for a long time. It has had a lot of changes over its lifespan, and yet all we seem to see in the past couple of decades is increasing superfluous levels of management and consultancy being added in. Various schemes which really are tantamount to mismanagement, building of big fancy hospitals using part public, part private funds, which then subsequently down the line you discover can't be staffed because the interest on those private funds that need to be repaid are so exorbitant that they can't actually afford to put staff in the building. So you end up with a white elephant, a lovely, nice looking hospital, no staff in it. So that's just one example of the sort of mismanagement that the NHS has suffered from in the past couple of decades. They keep renaming the sort of scheme that that financing was done. At one time it was called PFI, but it's been renamed at least once, if not twice, since that. It all amounts to the same thing, really. Inefficiency in terms of actual capital belonging to the NHS, and obviously we've also got a problem in terms of the fact that as NHS waiting lists get longer and longer, so more and more people are tempted towards the private health insurance sector, and not only is that patients but also healthcare staff, staff who really frankly are fed up trying to deal with the damage that several year-long waiting lists are causing to patients. You can imagine somebody waiting for a joint operation, if they're waiting years and years, well, in some cases those people won't survive to even see that operation. Quite frankly, the painkillers that they are having to take are poisoning their other organs, and they'll die before they get there. So when I say that the NHS is beyond repair, what I'm talking about is if you take take an image of a cement pipe with high pressure water in it. Okay, I'm sure you've all seen images somewhere of a hard cement pipe with high pressure water. Once it starts to get a bit of a leak somewhere, at that stage, if it was tackled with immediately, there is a chance that it may be able to be prevented from getting any worse, and you may indeed be able to keep things going. But I feel that there's been a hole in the pipe in the NHS for quite some time. That hole has gotten bigger and bigger, and I think that honestly we're now at the point where if you tried to patch the hole that's already in the pipe, I think the whole the rest of the pipe would just collapse. I do not think there is any hope for saving the NHS now. I think it's time that we, as a country, reconsidered our options. I think the contribution that we pay towards the health service needs to be rethought. New proposals brought out to essentially make it so that what you're paying for towards healthcare covers only emergency care and the the funds that would be needed for basically investigations associated with emergency or acute care. So in other words, I think we need a system very similar to what they have in the United States, where everybody can access emergency care for free. But beyond that, I think the rest of the contribution that you put into the NHS, if you are able to take out private health insurance, I think we should be able to get that money back, and we should be able to direct that into private health insurance. So with that all said, guys, let's have a look and see what these notifications are. So we've got Ocado down 8.5%. Tighter spending takes the spotlight from increasing shoppers. It's an online supermarket, I think, is now what Ocado is. What else have we got? Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. So we're looking at sort of all financials there appear to be doing well. Space takeoff. Virgin Galactic soars 10% on plans for commercial launch in the second quarter of 2023. Well, let's hope they've got more success than the recent effort in the UK to launch a rocket containing satellites, which was a disaster. High volatility. Tesla on sale. Tesla down 6% after cutting US and European vehicle prices by up to 20%. Good news for consumers, not so much for shareholders, at least as things stand. Tesla is one of the bigger companies in the S&P 500, so there's a possibility that may have affected the price slightly. Holidays coming up, January the 16th. Okay, so that's yesterday. Obviously I haven't looked at this in a day or two. So yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, or as I saw it referred to online, MLK Day. And there's our previous purchase the last time we did this, which was the 12th of January, so 5 days ago, and we got just under 1.95 shares. The price then 62.01. So the average price that we have currently is 62.61. There's a little opportunity still for dollar cost averaging, far outweighed by the opportunity cost that you can see represented by the big gap. The market today is down 0.75% as things stand. The US side of things is due to open in about 5 or 10 minutes. I honestly don't think I'll be here for that because I've already been online for a bit. It doesn't take long to put through our weekly £120 worth of investment into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund, shown here on Trading 212's practice platform. And as you can see, we're buying just less than 1.95 shares expected at that price. So let's submit that and see if that does in fact prove to be correct. And it does. So it says there that it has executed, and we got 1.9459. So that is well and good. Just if we take a look, let me see actually where. So that the values have updated at the bottom here. Current portfolio value 4,965. It hasn't updated on the right hand side, as you can see. And that appears to leave us sitting down about 1.5% on the amount invested. The market today, as I say, down about 0.75%. On the week, up about 1.5%, up almost 3% on the month, and pretty much where we were this time 6 months ago. And in relation to this time a year ago, we're down roughly 5%. So as I say, guys, that is pretty much the situation as things stand today. If you also work in the NHS and you're interested in buying your freedom, you could do worse than getting invested in the S&P 500, particularly at this moment in time, as prices, in my view, remain pretty low. Guys, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me if you have. I will be back again next week with another £120 to invest. Until then, have a great end to your day, and thank you for watching.